Welcome back to this Elm Creek adventure on Farming Simulator 22 for day number 7. With me, MrSealyp. I'm here at the store and it's still the 5th of December. Don't panic, we're going to get on to the 6th in a moment. As you just saw, I went and got one other toy. That one, someone sent me a picture and I was like, oh, I wonder where is that? So I went to have a look. It's at the grain mill. So anyway, yeah, I'm at the store and I was returning the telehandler. Now, I totally get the fact that paying £5 to lease a telehandler to get a £1 toy, the maths doesn't add up. And I had to then do another, 4 on top of that to pay for the telehandler I got to get one. I know. It was more about collecting the toys than it was about the money, as you're going to see in a moment, because I had to be at 47,000 because I had 60, bought the trailer for 13, then we started collecting the toys. So I said I was going to give the rest away. It wasn't about the money, it was about collecting the toys for Christmas. So we're going to give that away momentarily. But while I was in the menu, look, under used vehicle sale, they've got a Steyr for 28,000. Didn't I spend 42 on my John Deere? And then they've got a Brantner trailer for 11,763, 18,500 litres. Now my other one, even when it's converted up, is an 8,000 litre. That cost me 13 grand. So I'm thinking, if we give back the money, or give away the money that we've collected on the toys so far, and I did a whole load more all over the place to get to 67 grand, I could probably get both of those. What have I got? 20, 30, yeah, it'd be 39 grand. It won't leave me with very much at all, but I'll have another tractor and trailer, and that's moving forward, isn't it? I'm just worried if I don't get them and we roll over till tomorrow to start today's episode. I know, it does kind of make sense. They won't be there anymore, and I'll miss out on that. Because I want to expand. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I want to expand. Bear with me just a second. Okay, money has been donated. We are down to 47,170. Just over 20 grand. It was the only way I could get it to work. I'm doing it. I'm getting it as is. I'm not going to do any work to it just yet because I want to get it at that price. Is this a silly thing to do? I don't know. I don't care what I'm doing. I got so excited I came back out the menu. Do I want to change the colour of it? What's that going to charge me? Rather it be in Brantner. Oh, nothing. That's right. That's going to make life easier for carting. It's a bigger trailer. We've got ourselves a Steyr. So anyway, I'm going to take this back to the farm, and I will... 7 grand sitting there now. I will see you tomorrow morning. I've got some decisions to make about what I'm going to do next. And since I've just spent that, that could be an issue. I've just realised. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello. It's December the 7th. Yes, we've skipped a day. Now, as I said earlier on in the series, don't panic. There is no episode for number 6. The episode numbers are going to follow the days of December because it's an advent calendar. Due to a technical error, a problem which I can't fathom at the moment, there was no Let's Play yesterday on the 6th. This is obviously the 7th. And I've been tinkering. Well, I was going to start tinkering around with the style. Potentially, I've also come to a decision, something we're going to do, which I don't know if anyone's going to be very happy about, but it's something I'm going to do. And well, the technical issue was this, and it's very peculiar. Some new stuff became available. And when I say new stuff became available, there are some codes. Let's just say that some codes floating around. A few people messaged me. It was Ollie that was the first person that messaged me with this. And I'm going to put a picture up in a moment. When you come onto the start menu and you've got downloadable content, if you click on there and you go down to the screen will come up in a moment, where you can put in codes to get new items. And there was the Porsche. Everyone's been talking about the Porsche. Now, as far as I was aware, at that, a few people asked me, the Porsche was only available, tractor that is, not car, if you bought the model. If you bought the Revell model Porsche, you got the code in it to put it into game. Well, all these codes have suddenly appeared, and a load for Aldi Gaming. There's a t-shirt and a hoodie and a baseball cap and some shorts. Now, I input those codes and all of them came up saying accepted and content downloaded, and it was all there. When I came back into the game, I couldn't access any of the menus. That was the only thing that I'd done, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't work out why I couldn't access any of the menus. I'll show you what I mean. In all of these, every time I clicked on them, I was just getting a ping, 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 and I couldn't get into any of them. This is the one I'm talking about with regard to the Porsche, the little Junior 108. Now keep it to yourselves. In the description, there are some codes that you can input on that screen that I showed you a minute ago. So at the start menu, they should work. Don't see the reason why they wouldn't. But what I ended up having to do was come out of the game, turn off my PlayStation, turn it all back on again, and then I could access my menus, which was great. And I'll show you the other bits. Look, where are we? Not too far. There we go. So we've got Aldi Gaming t-shirt, Aldi Gaming hoodie, and then we've got under shorts. It's a bit nippy for wearing those. Fairly toned legs though. Got to give him that. Give me that. Give him that. And then under baseball caps, there's an Aldi. See that well. Baseball cap as well. So the codes are there for that. There were some other codes as well. I'll probably just put them all in there for a load of stuff. The codes will all be in there if you're interested. But like I say, now the problem was I had to I saved the game, came out of the game, turned off my PlayStation, turned it all back on again, came in, and I thought, okay, right. So I was on the 5th at that point. I'll skip through the night, ready to start my Let's Play on December the 6th. Did all of that, went to start recording and suddenly thought, hang on, that says 7th, not 6th. It skipped today completely. And straight away I thought, did I press it twice? Have I accidentally skipped through twice without realising? But here's the thing. When I skipped through that first night and I got a pallet of strawberries, I've got 1 pallet of strawberries. And it says there 27 litres. So it's not like I skipped through 2 days, because there'd either be 2 pallets sitting here or there'd be a full pallet and one that was almost full. But that's not the case. So I'm really I'm honestly baffled. I know, sorry, I'm whittering on. I'm really confused, but I don't understand why. So yeah, that's why there wasn't one yesterday, and apologies. But I want to wish Harry a happy birthday for yesterday. I was supposed to on the 6th, but obviously no video. So happy birthday, Harry. I hope you had a fantastic day and you got everything you wanted. My son's birthday is fairly close to Christmas too. His is on the 12th. It's always difficult having a birthday close to Christmas, isn't it? Because, you know, as a parent as well, what do you do? What do you get? You know, it's a difficult one. You know, I know a lot of my son's friends that had birthdays close to Christmas. Their parents would do it all rolled into one, so their Christmas presents would be birthday presents as well. I'm like, no, that's not fair. You have to have separate presents. You have to. So, here's the thing. We've got 7,135. It's not a lot of money. Now that's my own fault because I bought the Steyr and I bought the trailer. But we have been given access. Now, after I spoke the other day and said about the fact, let's go to customize, that we didn't have any woodland. No, I don't want to change that. We're going to go down to front loader attacher. Yes. Think Hauer 1,500. Yep. I think we're going to have to. Let's customize. Which brings our money down even further. Yeah, we didn't have access to any woodland. So what I was going to do was get a loan from the bank so that we could lease a patch of woodland. We can do some logging. I'm curious to see how it's all going to pan out prices wise and that kind of thing. But I wanted to do some anyway. I was going to do some grass cutting. I did say that because we've got some grass around here. I thought we'll cut a load of grass. We'll stick it in the silage clamp at the biogas plant because you can sell stuff at the biogas plant even if you don't own it. Problem is, you can't use the silage clamps. So you can sell there, but you can't use the silage clamps unless you own the property. And I don't have a silage clamp here either, or the money to get one. So I was going to get a small front mower, lease a loading wagon, probably lease both actually, drive around and cut every bit of grass I could. The winter grasses are very good for that. Go with it. And then put it all in a silage clamp because I was curious to see. I know when I was doing my testing, it took over 2 months for the silage to ferment. Now, with it set on days, so I've got nearly 30 days in a month, how long will it take? Will it still take 2 days, or is it still going to take months? So I wanted to kind of test that, but I don't have a silage clamp, so not sure. The other thing I want to do, I'm going to cultivate this for Chris and Angie. We're going to cultivate that crop in. I don't have a harvester. If I take on a harvest contract, I don't think it's going to let me use it on our own fields. You can use it on contracting fields, but I don't know if we can harvest that unless I lease a harvester, which I could do. And they've got a field just over there, which we're going to cultivate. So at some point, we'll do some cultivating and seeding on their fields. We'll get some crops going in there. But anyway, so we've got access to the woodland up here. Up at the sawmill, they want some thinning done. We're into the winter months. They want some thinning doing. They've got a plantation just here, some other trees kind of around. I think it's more the plantation stuff. To open up the canopies a little bit to provide a bit more light and everything for the smaller trees that are growing up through. You'll see when we get up there. So what I was going to do was grab this. I'm going to put a front loader on it, hopefully with a log grapple log fork. Probably a rear weight. We're going to grab the small trailer. I'm just going to put them onto that and we'll strap logs onto it. It'll be fine. We're not going to get a logging trailer. I say it'll be fine. We'll see, won't we? Now, I suppose I could drive that up first. Have both, couldn't I? And I could have the rear weight on the other one. Yeah, I'll do that off camera. We'll whisk the store. But I haven't got enough money for... I mean, I don't know. I could lease the front loader and the weight and stuff maybe. Once we get a few logs sold, we should get a little bit more money back. So potentially, I'm just trying to think. We'll see what it's going to cost to lease. So what I want is a front loader, a log grapple, and a weight. Oh, we need a chainsaw, don't we? And I have to buy a chainsaw. So this is not going to be Scorpion King stuff. This is going to be hand cut, chopped long enough that will fit onto the back of that trailer, down to the sawmill, sell it. I did think about getting a hyzer mat, because if we've got any branches, I don't know, I think are they pine? I think there might be pine trees up in that forest, in the plantation, I'm not sure. So no, there shouldn't be anything. A lot of the trees around the rest of the map are all like these types of things, because I looked and I'll be honest with you, considering the sawmill's up there, there's not a huge amount of forestry. There's a nod to it, a kind of, look, here's some forestry, do you want to do something? But not a massive amount. So what we'll do, we'll have a look and see what's available, we'll grab it, then I'll see you in a bit. We'll whiz up there with the other tractor and trailer. This one we'll use for moving the logs around, because unless I cut them into like 1 metre lengths, we're not... Oh, sorry, old chap. So I'm just trying to work out a way of making some extra money. As far as contracts go, if we go back down to the contracts page, we've got the same sort of things. We've got a few more cultivating ones, because I did a couple of harvest contracts, so there's a couple more cultivating ones. We've got all the harvest ones I said about canola and soybean and sorghum and sugar beet. There's a big one for potatoes on field 57, which pays out really well. And if it works out like the other one did, there'll be a load of potato left over. But that's one to do when I've got a load of time that I can, because it's going to take a long time to do that. And then we've got some more ploughing, and I think we've got some more sowing ones, because obviously, again, I've done some fields I've cleared, and I also did some cultivating contracts. So there's some extra ones here. I mean, that one doesn't about too bad. Borrow the equipment, 525. Trouble is then I've got to get seed. Don't know. We're not going to make a huge amount of money doing those jobs, but it's more about prepping the fields and moving on to the next stage, I guess. So that's why I thought we'll do something a little bit different. The grass thing, we'll have to look at, see if there's not really any small silos, are there? Let's have a look in the build mode. We'll go down to silos. No, that's the manure one. It's at 25 grand, isn't it? 25 grand for the small silo. I mean, it would help us. We're not going to get that much grass. That's the problem. We don't own a grass field. I was just going to cut all the stuff around the edges. Again, just thinking of a different way of making a bit of extra money. So I'm not sure really. If we go to no equipment, we want front loaders. I haven't got the quick ones. I've got the Hauer. Go for. I want a long reach. I mean, it's a fairly large tractor. 12 grand to buy. What is it to lease? Okay, that's not too bad. We could lease it, couldn't we? Yep. Let's lease it. And then we want front loader tools. Please tell me it's a really nice one. Oh, the Albut. 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 It's Albut. All would be 2 L's, wouldn't it? Albut. That's the kiddie. Actually, that's a lot better than the ones we used to have standard, isn't it? How much is that to lease? Oh, yeah, look. No bother. Right, and then we want to go down to weights. CDG asked me the other day when I was doing some stuff, and I was doing things like that. I know, I don't know why I do it. The little accents and the funny, I know they're not fantastic, they're not great. He said, do you do that all the time? And I said, I think so. I just kind of get into a zone, and I do weird stuff. How heavy do I want to go? 1.5? Just thinking of logs on the front. A 10 winkle. Stop it. Lease for 76. You know what? We might be all right. I thought I was going to have to borrow a load of money to get all the gear I needed. But I think we're going to be... Oh! I would have got up there and suddenly realised. What do we need as well? Where are they? We need a chainsaw. Oh, I thought we were going to have something new, maybe. I'm going to go steel. Still £1 grand. Okay, money has come down. We need to make some money doing some logging. We really do. That way around? I think for the weight. Hopefully if I can make enough money doing some logging, I'll get both the tractors repaired because I think they're going to need it. I really do. Right, once I've got these attached, I will see you up there. We'll get some logs done. I'm really annoyed about yesterday. I don't get it. Like I say, if I'd have pressed it twice or accidentally skipped through, done something and forgotten I had, and did it again, I would have had two. I would have had 2 things of strawberries sitting there. That's my only gauge. The only thing I could think of that would have been different. I just don't get it. Oh yeah, number plate. Gone cheap. Got it in the sales. We're nearly there. Tell you what, I definitely need to do some lumber to repair these tractors. I mean, we're going uphill, I get it. And there is a weight on the back, but it's struggling a little bit. I think we need to sort something out. I've already brought the John Deere up. That's here with the trailer. Now, like I say, as you can see, there's a whole load here up at the... I assume this is attached to the sawmill. It's owned by the sawmill, I think. So we've got all this new growth, and the smaller ones are much smaller ones. But then you've got, I say canopy. I mean, I suppose it is a canopy. But some of these larger ones are ready to be kind of harvested. They need to be sorted out. So what we're going to be doing, hopefully, is dropping a few. Can we pick these small bits up? No. It's just new vegetation on the ground. Yeah. So what we'll do is... God, that's a big one, isn't it? Hopefully these work just the same as they did before. I don't want to drop it in that gap there, really, if I can. Ah, okay, that's fine. Down there. That's where it disappears. And then what I was intending to do... Oh, man alive. We've got a tree falling sound. It's funny because someone mentioned that a while ago and said that it was a thing, and I'd forgotten all about it. Now the only trouble with these types of trees, unlike the fir, is these are pine, aren't they? They don't particularly stack well. Oh, they used to disappear when you... Oh, that's a lot quicker, isn't it? Let's get those bits. They never used to stack particularly well because they're a bit kind of knobbly as they go along, whereas the firs are a lot straighter. What I was going to do was... I suppose I can still do it. So bring along the smaller tractor. I can get a bit of overhang, it's not a problem. I know there's optimum lengths and all that kind of thing, and again, I don't know whether or not with the new version of the game, whether those optimum lengths have stayed the same. I really don't want to be driving over the saplings that are growing naturally. The whole point of clearing this out and doing some clearance work is to stop that. So what I'm going to do from the thin end, I'm going to line the trailer up. We'll get the length we want, and then hopefully the thin end I'll be able to lift by hand, and we can use that as our guide, our marker. So if I go past just by a little bit, I don't want to go too far past, because then I overhang by a lot off the back. That should do, about there. And then we'll cut it about there. Now, will it let me pick this one up, or is it still going to be too big? Yeah, it's too heavy. Oh, that's annoying. I really thought we'd get away with that. No. So I'm going to have to try and gauge this by eye, really. This will be interesting. We can have some different lengths anyway, let's just put it that way. Well, we'll trim it up. We'll load up the trailer. I don't know, what's we say about there? Is that really too long? It doesn't matter. They'll strap down. The plan is, because the trailer is not a log trailer, obviously. Oh, okay. We have one that's way too long, haven't we? I think we can have a couple that are way too long. Oh yeah, because it's not a log trailer and we haven't got the side stanchions. Every time I do this, I always forget what they're called. Bunks. On the sides to stop these rolling off. So the point will be, I'll load one on this side if I can, put the straps on. I'll load one on this side, put the straps on, and then we'll kind of pile up between as high as we can. That'll be the plan. Hopefully this tractor will have enough oomph to pull it. Again, not sure. We'll see. And can we move everything around as we need to? I'm going to try and get one load done before the end of this episode. I'm also trying for that miraculous 30 to 35 minute episode. It hasn't happened yet, has it? I know when I was editing the other day, MrSealyp said to me, he said, I thought you were doing 30-minute episodes. I was like, yeah. Said, well, this is 44. I said, I know. And she said, the trouble is you talk too much. Rude. I mean, seriously, rude. I do, but there's no need to say it, is there? I haven't given myself enough room here, have I? Yeah, I was going to say, these are better than the original one that you used to get. Because the original one had two at the bottom that was really close together. And then one at the top. And I always used to find whoa, that did not want to stop. Logs never used to want to stay where they were, you know. I'll close that up on there. I might be right, you know. I love the sound of the front loaders moving as well. I'm going to put this on from the other side, so I'm going to have to thick at the back and thin at the front. That's probably not the best. I don't suppose it really matters for the first one, but I'll get all the lights on so we can just see a bit there. And we'll kind of look at my theory behind this, and then I might do a bit of a jump cut. I think then we'll load a couple on. But you get the idea. We'll then get a full load. We'll see what the full load comes to. And I'll probably try and do a bit of this off screen if I can to get the money up. That's another good way we can do that. Now obviously my access to the woodland here has been very kindly allowed. It's not necessarily always going to be the case. Could do with coming more to the edge, couldn't I? And it's definitely not right at the back, is it? So what we'll do, let's give that a bit of a shove that way. It's getting used to the gear changing thing as well, because I suppose because we're starting kind of used to that immediate acceleration, it's the change of the gears and that kind of thing. And that's why it didn't stop straight away. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Can I get that right onto there? Nice. Missed. I'm out by a mile. I'll try. There we go. I think that'll do. Could do have been a bit further over, maybe. One there. One there. And then what I'll do, like I say, I'll do one this side. And I'll load the logs up in between. That's probably the best I can ask for in this situation. Love it. All these operations that you've done before. You may not have done logging. It may not be your thing. But the sound effects, the engine sounds, the front loader moving, the tree felling, it adds a whole new elements to all of it, you know. Hopefully that weight on the back will be enough. Please work. No. Okay. It's going to be trickier. I haven't got it central either, I just realised. Come on. Pick up. Then open that up. No. Open. That was doing what the lorries do. I was pushing on open and it was closing first before it opened. That's not good. Come on, yeah. Play the game. Open. Open. Go back a bit and stop. There we go. So as you can imagine, I've got a bit of work to do. This is going to overhang by miles, this one, isn't it? Yeah. That's why I needed my marker stick to be pick-upable. I think what we'll do, open that to there, and then what I'll do, let's get round there and strap this end to stop it going anywhere, and then we'll strap that one there. Oh, sound for the strap, I just noticed that as well. Ratchet straps. Yeah, that's overhanging by quite a lot. I suppose what I could do is, when I get them all loaded, if I've got some that are way too long, like that one is a bit, isn't it? I think maybe what we should do is chop that with a chainsaw. I don't, we'll see. If we can get away with it being that long, we will. If not, I'll chop them. So I'm going to see you in a little while when I've got some more loaded. So we've got them all loaded, hopefully. We'll have a, well, what a full tray load will look like, I'm not too sure with this, because obviously we do need, actually while we're here, let's have a look. What have we got with regard to forestry equipment? I probably could have leased one, couldn't I? Oh, there isn't one. Got these two, I guess. They have cranes as well. Yeah, we haven't got the timber runners there, but there's not a smaller one. Yeah, I was thinking of leasing that, the hyzer mat. Because I thought if I do any of the other trees around, I might do some. Actually, I could do some clearing for Chris and Angie. Around their farm, there's a few trees that might need a bit of trimming down and that. So I suppose what we could do is look at getting the hyzer mat when we do the branches and stuff. Yeah, we could do, couldn't we? I don't know. It's an idea at the moment. It's nearly 1:30. The last log I'm going to put on for this load is just going on. This is a couple of offcuts where I had some at the ends and some that were overhanging by quite a bit. As you can see, they're going to place. The pine, it doesn't like to mesh particularly well, so you've got big gaps between. So when I put this log on here, it kind of rolled to the side. It's allowed me to strap it, and it is still there. Let me just strap that. The other thing to be aware of is that while I was strapping these, if you put a log on and don't move your forks out the way, the log fork, it was strapping the log fork down as well. So it's just being aware of those little things. I think we've got more than a full load. I have got a couple of bits knocking around. Where are they? Let's say I've got a couple of offcuts here, just small ones. I think I've got a slightly longer one. Oh, yeah, just one here. Wouldn't let me pick. Will it let me pick up now? Yeah, I can put over there with those. There's some stumps too. So the thing now is, this is my first foray into forestry on FS22, and we're going to see now. Obviously, it's going to be one of those things that will vary from map to map as new maps come out and that kind of thing. It always has been the case. It seems to be pulling this fine. I was really worried this John Deere wouldn't have enough oomph to pull it, but it seems to be doing alright. We'll get to the track if we can. We'll head out, not that it matters, we can go out anyway. Take this down to the lumber bit and we'll see what we get. If it's fairly good for a full load, then it's well worth doing some more. We'll do some more. I mean, it's money in the bank, isn't it? And it also, I've done it on a few different Let's Plays before. It's also showing that if you want to do a bit of forestry, you don't have to have a load of expensive equipment. You know, I leased all the stuff on the Steyr. The front loader, the log fork and the weight didn't cost me hardly anything to lease. These I had already, and I've got a flat trailer. It also goes so you don't need necessarily a specialist log trailer to move logs. You can do it all different ways. It should be... It's just across the road, isn't it? Yeah, so you can kind of get into it and have a go. Yeah, the bigger stuff's more fun and it's really, you know, cool and that kind of thing. But if you want to get into it and hopefully make a bit of money. Now I've turned off the markers, haven't I? This is the only trouble having the markers off, is knowing... No, that one. Interactive zone markers on. Why the wrong? It's over the back. Yeah, so as I was saying, we need to go over the back to the sawmill bit. That's just front of house. Let's see, shall we? Oh, I hope it's a good amount. Fingers crossed. $11,879. That's okay. I cut down 3 trees. So is it? I mean, it's all right. Yeah, it's 11 grand I didn't have. You know, and for the minimal expense I paid out to get those few bits of equipment, I thought it'd be a little bit more, in all honesty, but it's okay. It's good. If I do 2 or 3 or 4 loads like that, we're doing all right financially. So it's as much testing the waters as it is anything else. Am I going to do a little bit more now? Of course I am. It's getting on for 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I will do some until it gets dark, so I'll probably do another load, maybe another couple. We'll see how we get on. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Got to stop doing that. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.